This week, I have finally received my new, boxed Fujifilm Cardia Panorama, after months of shipping delays. At less than 5% of the cost, is this a replacement for my late Hasselblad Xpan? I doubt it, but let's see how it goes anyway. Alrighty, we've arrived. We're up here in North Head. Decent conditions, not great light, really dense cloud cover, which is quite annoying. I thought it was going to be a really nice morning, but that's okay. But as we discussed yesterday, we've got the Fujifilm Cardia Panorama, which is a really interesting camera. I don't know kind of just how I feel about it yet. It's just not got that premium kind of Fujifilm feel that we're all used to. It's kind of that plastic fantastic, but it's a little bit of fun. I love my panoramic cameras, so let's see how it fares. But I guess first we better get this sucker loaded. Okay, so let's get this guy loaded up with some film. So you just press the switch up there, it opens the back up. So that's all it opens up. So it's just a drop-in loading system. So from here you grab your Fujicolor 200 and it's quite hard to do this while speaking to the camera, but you just pop it into the slot like that, drop it in, and then I'm just going to make sure that that's actually on the little spool there. Close it up, and then you're kind of done. You just wind it on until it goes from S to the first shot, and away you go. Excellent. Now check out some of this stuff. So we're up here at North Head, Devonport, and just check out some of these old ruins where some of the old guns used to be mounted, and the turrets. And you can go all the way down. There's none of this is sectioned off or closed off to the public, so you can actually move around these ruins kind of as you want. It's just one of the reasons I love this place, is you can actually walk into all of these areas and just explore. It's pretty scary though, because it doesn't nothing's blocked off or gated off, so what you end up getting is these little kind of tunnels all over the place, because usually these places are gated off from the outside. You can't come down. You might be able to just peer down over the side, but being able to walk around freely is pretty amazing. Alrighty, so straight out of the gate we've got a bit of an issue. These cameras, because of the lens, and it's quite a not a very fast aperture. I think it's f8. It's obviously needs a little bit more either light or a higher ISO to work effectively. So I'm using 200 ISO speed. I didn't really think about this too much. It's not overly bright out here yet. So what we're getting here is the, and you might be able to see this here, the little red light just there in the camera. So what that's telling us is there's just not enough light outside. So it's a little reminder that you need more light for the camera to expose correctly. So we're just gonna have to wait for the light to lift a little bit and then to get a bit brighter. So I'll go walk around, do a bit of scouting, and if all else fails, I'll grab my GFX and just have a play with that. So let's go have a look at what's around here. I'm not actually sure that this is a track. It's got a track marked, but let's just see where it leads, eh? Seems to be exposing without that red light. If you're in the shadows or if you're in the grass area, it seems to still happen, but if you've got enough of the sky and that kind of overarching landscape, it seems to be okay. So we're going to take this shot, that panorama of Rangitoto with these pylons. And look, if you haven't shot much panoramic in terms of imagery before, the biggest thing you need to be careful of is the horizon line. So this doesn't have a spirit level. It's got the guidelines in the viewfinder, so you can actually use one of those as a horizon level, which will do a decent job. It doesn't have a hot shoe, so you can't mount a spirit level, so that's a bit of a pain. But even in my in the GFX 100S, if I'm ever shooting panoramas, I'll turn on these electronic level function, and that'll just ensure that that horizon level is perfectly straight. Because if it's not, you will crop it in post and you'll start to lose a lot of your image, which is quite frustrating. So make sure, if you can, mount a spirit level. If you can't, then use the guidelines, or make sure that you're lining something up on the horizon, so your horizon's level. It's just a really flat day, unfortunately. There's not a lot of light coming through. The kind of wants to peek through the clouds, but it isn't. So I'm not getting a lot of nice soft light or just any contrast in the scene, just extremely flat. But we've got this nice kind of composition out here, so the bay leading down and then around. So what I'm going to do is just kind of use the foreground, that section there, and then obviously the background there, and just kind of close it in with that panoramic frame. So we're just going to give that a go. Jeez, how cool is this? It's just so tight through here, just a stone staircase straight down through. Oh wow, and then it's just opening up down the bottom here to a little cave, which is nice to know, because I guess if the rain starts in, I can always just come down here. So how am I currently feeling about the camera? So look, I wouldn't say I'm fully in love with it. I think it's a cool camera. I love the simplicity. It'd be interesting to see what the quality is like out of the negatives, but yeah, I don't see myself not being able to put it down like a Hasselblad Xpan, or even some of the other point and shoots that have the panoramic crop mode in it. I think some of those are a lot of fun as well. But look, it's one of those cameras that I think, you know, on those days where you just want to take something out that, you know, you don't really need to worry about, it's a great option. Whew, I'm unfit. 107 days of lockdown will do this to you, but yeah, I think for me, you know, if you can stretch, Widelux, Xpan, Tomiyama 6x17, Fuji 6x17, they're the real deal. Point and shoot panoramas are good, but if you're going to get serious, go the full mile. Otherwise, get a GFX, shoot in the 65x24 mode, and you're going to get an even better result. So totally up to you, but this is a little bit of fun, and I am enjoying it, and it's great not to take things too seriously all the time. Alright, and what an awesome location for the probably what might turn out to be the last couple of shots of today. Look, the light's just really not working for me. It's very flat. This camera seems to need a lot of light in order to expose correctly. So and we'll find out, maybe there's an error with the camera. I don't think so, though. It is quite dark. But what we're going to do is just see these kind of the cannon behind us and the other gun turrets there as well. So we're going to try and compose those up nicely, and just remembering that the same kind of rules apply in terms of composition, whether you're shooting kind of square 6x9, you know, panoramic format. So it's not just because it's a panorama doesn't make it a great image. You've really got to work at it. So you know, making sure, you know, basic stuff, rule of thirds. If you're going to get minimalist, make sure there's something, you know, striking and some nice negative space, or just try and fill the frame up with 3 items. Just keep it relatively simple until you get the hang of it. Otherwise they can become extremely busy, and a lot of the time they just won't work. So yeah, obviously keep that in mind. But I'm just going to waltz around here for a little bit, and then we might just finish up, and hopefully we've got some photos to show you at the end of all this. So let's have a look. Alrighty, so we're just here on the city side now, and usually the light comes over the hill at this time of day and just hits that cityscape perfectly. But unfortunately, again, the clouds are just too dense. It's not coming through, so I think it's time to pack her up. And but I'll take this shot. And actually, there's a little cargo ship just over here. I think we might grab this shot before we pack up. Opportunity strikes. I'm just gonna wait for this to come into that island there, and yeah, sometimes you just need to be patient. So we got a nice shot of the cargo ship in the background there, between a couple of islands. Hopefully it works out. Look, I don't think I'm going to be crazy about the image, but I think it'd probably be the best for today, the most interesting anyway. So let's head back over here, take this photo of the cityscape, and I think it's time to get a coffee or another one. Excellent. Look, as always, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Look, if you can support me, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And please chuck a comment down in below. Do you generally shoot in a panoramic format, or are you a square person, or do you 16:9 standard, 4:3? It'd be great to hear what you're shooting and how you're going about that as well. So yeah, if you've got any questions, pop them in there. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap up. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.